What's going on, guys? Chaos here with another learning to edit. And this one I'm going to be showing you like a flow transition. I think we're going to call it like a sliding transition. If you do it correctly, it just makes it look so much smoother in going between different clips and stuff. I like to do it in like from a clip to a cinematic and then cinematic to the clip again. But you can do it anywhere, I think, so I'm going to show you a quick example of it here. So yeah, it's just like how it like moves with everything moves together with yeah, it's like stuck together. Let me see if I can get a good pause point. I will succeed. Oh well. Well, it's just like you have to look background information. You have to look at what the camera's doing. So I'm using the same cinematic and the same clips, but like it's different time in the song, I'm pretty sure. So if you look at this cinematic, the camera is going upward, and so you want to keep that fluid movement of it going upward. And so if you saw what I did here, I had the beginning clip there, and then I had the cinematic up above it, and then it goes like it stays connected to the top of this clip and the bottom of the cinematic, and then it goes down and the cinematic's there, and then you have the next clip on top of the cinematic, and then it connects and goes back down. But there's more to it, so let me just get right into it. No more rambling on. But for this one, because the cinematic is going upward like that, I'm going to be going from the cinematic up here down, but you have to look at the flow of the camera. So really quick, one more time. I had a different one, a different cinematic in here, and it's going sideways because the camera's going sideways, so just watch. So you have to look at the camera and see what it does. Plus there's a quick preview of my next edit. So let's get into it. So what I like to do is start the transition 12 frames before the beat. That's just what I found looked the best. So Control Shift left arrow, and then Control arrow twice to go over 12, or you can just count over 12 with this. And I just messed it up again, so let me just do that again. Jeez, I'm having the struggle. Alright, and then you just want to extend the cinematic out to that. And then I'm going to start off with the cinematic, moving that. So let's get Shift P. And you're going to keyframe the position here. Go to your beat, which that's all I've done here. Is I sync the shot on the first beat because it bugs me. And then I synced up like where these things are going to meet together with the song. And so yeah, so go to the beat and put another keyframe, and that's where it's gonna end. And then, but I'm gonna want it up. And what I figured out, just this will help you guys out in the future, I guess. If you want to put the clip or cinematic attached to the top, it's gonna be the negative value of whatever it normally is. So, see how it's normal here? It'd be negative 360 for this. And then it's going to just be moving down. But we want the bottom clip to also move down. There's different ways you can do this. You could either just do the same thing, you could just Shift P and then keyframe it like that. But what I like to do is make an adjustment layer. Wrong. Adjustment layer, Control Alt Y. And then just make it 12 frames long. And then add transform to it. The top layer, the top clip or whatever, the cinematic of it, you always have to do it by positioning like this, or the adjustment layer will also affect the bottom thing. So, but if you don't want to like have to do it every time, you can just do you can do this adjustment layer, and you can just copy paste and just change the end keyframe to wherever you want it to be. So go to the start of your transition, get the position, not the anchor point, and then bring up your keyframes if you want. Go to the beat, and since we're gonna want it down, you're gonna want, okay, I figured this out myself. I was proud of my mathematics, but 360 times 2 is 720. Then you add 720 to 360, and that's where you're gonna want this to be. So you're gonna want this to 1080, and then you have it connected, as you can see. And then just, in my opinion, easing it makes it look. Alright, I'm sorry, I accidentally pressed F9 and it paused it, so I'm back. All I did was easy ease, just highlight the keyframes, and then keyframe assistant, easy ease, and then you just have them. You have the simple transition part. Some people just do that, but I like how I did it more in depth wise. So what I did is I put another adjustment layer, Control Alt Y, made it 12 keyframes again. You can make it 12 keyframes however you want, but I just thought that'd be easier because that's 12 keyframes. And then I do a couple things. First, I add transform again to it. It's not many things, but just a couple. And then add a directional blur. And then this you can just copy and paste to each thing. And then you're gonna want to go to the beginning of your effects thing. I usually rename it that so I can just copy and paste effects, and then beginning of it, keyframe scale, go to 6 frames in so you're in the middle, or whatever your middle was. Control to the right, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I put it at 130. And you're gonna make sure you want this effects thing above both clips that you're doing this for. And then you go to the end and make it back to 100. And then you're going to do the directional blur. I put the directional blur 90 degrees in the video above, but what could look, okay, what is wrong with me? Just type it in. Okay, but what could look better, and first let me do the keyframes. So you go to the beginning, blur length 0. If you want to, you can just do this, go to the next keyframe on this, and I think I did it at like 35, because you want it pretty blurry, and then the end at 0, and then, you know, that's the main thing. But I did it at 90, but what you might want to do is put it at which direction it's going. So if it's going up or down, you can put it at 0. Or if it's going sideways, you can put it at 90, but I think that'll look better at like that. And then you want to easy. Sorry, I pressed F9 again. Okay. So keyframe assistant, easy ease. That way it just looks smoother again. And then you just do that again on the exit thing. So I'm gonna Control D this, move it up here, go 12 frames. 12 frames before, shift that, move that there, and then if I'm correct, yeah, that moves down. Then you want to make this start right there, and then you gotta do Shift P, position, -360, and then 12 keyframes, 360. And then you make sure you easy ease. I'm guessing you already know that I pressed F9 again, so easy ease it, and then it should look fine. And then just copy paste the effects thing again. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and then what I also, because you want like flow within your cinematic. How long is this video going? 9 minutes. It's gonna be rather long, but so you want your flow with your cinematic, so you easy. Oh, I didn't press it that time. Alright, so you easy ease that, and then you also are gonna want your scale and rotation by Shift S and then R, and then keyframe, go to, you make sure it's at 100 and then 0 at your beginning of your cinematic, go to the end of your positioning keyframes, then bring it up to whatever you do. I do 130 and 6. And then go back to the end of this and put it at 100 and 0. And then I'm going to do my quick little flow tutorial, I guess. Just do that. And scale. Oh, I didn't use them. I'm not going to press F9 again. Keyframe assistant. Easy ease. And just go scale. Same thing you did to the timer map. Rotation. And then yeah, that is literally it. I guess I'll RAM preview it for you guys really quick, just because I want it to be pretty. Let me add my gun sound shot on this. Alright, so let me do this. It makes it look like 500 times smoother than just a regular screen pump out. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, if I was unclear about anything, just leave a comment or message me on Skype or anything. I'm willing to help anybody. Sorry that I stuttered so much. I still am getting the hang of these tutorial things, so please leave a message of what, or a comment of whatever you would like me to do next. And yeah, peace.